If you've ever been in a courtroom or watched a courtroom drama, then I'm sure you're familiar with the concept of guilty and not guilty. In the end, the verdict is going to come out. The jury will come out and they are going to find somebody guilty or not guilty. But why don't they find somebody innocent? Have you ever wondered, why do we say not guilty instead of innocent? It all comes down to the burden of proof. The burden of proof is on anyone who's making a claim. So when the prosecutor comes into court, they're making a claim against the defendant, against the suspect, and they're saying, we believe that the suspect, the defendant, is guilty of whatever crime. It's not on the defendant to then prove in court why they are not guilty, why they are innocent. Instead, it is on the prosecutor to show evidence for why the defendant is guilty. So the prosecutor, the police, are expected to produce some type of evidence that they're going to show in court to back up their claim of why the defendant is guilty. So the jury ultimately is going to make up their minds what they think about the claim that is being made. The claim is that the defendant is guilty. So the jury doesn't have to decide anything other than, is that claim true based on the evidence? Are they guilty? The claim is true, they're guilty. Or the claim is not true, they're not guilty. They're not trying to decide whether somebody is innocent in that case. The burden of proof, it's really important for us to keep in mind, because as Christians, we're going to make some claims like Jesus is God. If we make a claim, we have to understand the burden of proof is then on us. We cannot just make a claim and put it out there in the world. We are expected to back up our claim with that burden of proof. What's the evidence for the claim that we're making? And on the flip side, if we're talking to one of our non-believing friends and they make a claim, like they believe that there are moral laws, that there's right and wrong, but that they don't come from God, they come from somewhere else, like culture, from their upbringing, then they are expected to back up their claim. Then the burden of proof is on them. When we're having our discussions, we need to understand this burden of proof. If we make a claim, we cannot just say X, Y, and Z is true. Jesus is God, and that's the end. We need to make sure that we are preparing ourselves to be able to give that defense. Not only do I believe Jesus is God, but here's why. And if somebody makes a claim back to us that might be in opposition to what we believe, then it's right for us to say, well, why do you believe that? If somebody makes a claim that opposes our point of view, then we want to let that burden of proof rest on the other person we're talking to and expect them to now back up their case for the claim that they're making.